Hello and welcome to a mod spotlight for Thermal Expansion 3. Thermal Expansion 3 is a huge mod with lots of different aspects to cover, so I'm breaking it down into separate videos, much like I did with Thermal Expansion 2. This should all be part of a playlist, so you can skip through to the interesting parts, or just find the answers to your questions that little bit easier. I'm no expert on the mod, but my head contains a larger amount of information than the wiki does, so hopefully you'll find the videos helpful. If you're experienced with Thermal Expansion 2, then I would recommend that you skip past most of the videos and just look up the new power sources, power and item storage, as well as item and liquid transfer. The only obvious changes with most of the previous machinery is their names and the source of power, which is now called redstone flux. If you find my voice soothing though, then by all means listen on, otherwise get your butt over to the interesting videos, as many cool things await you there. Okay, for those of you who are staying, as you see behind me, these are the basic items and tools and things added by the mod. If you're not entirely sure what pickaxes and hoes and things are for, then you're probably watching the wrong video to start with. But otherwise, let's go over a few of the items, shall we? Obviously, as you see in my hand here, the crescent hammer. This was from Thermal Expansion 2 as well, and this is your all-purpose tool for adjusting machinery and pipe works and things like that. This one here, the Invar Battle Wrench, is very cool. It's essentially a crescent hammer, but it also doubles as a sword. So it uses a few more materials, but you know, save a slot for a sword and just go around beating people over the head with one of these. Always entertaining. You'll see this one in most of the machinery videos. This is the multimeter. Now you'll be using this to test power flow, item transport, liquid transport, etc. So you can just run up and right click on things. Well, you'll see this in the further videos. And over here at the back, you see these two orbs. Now these are called florbs, and we have a magmatic florb on the right and a standard florb on the left. Now these are used for storing liquids, much the same as buckets, but you can only fill them with a fluid transposer, which is another one of the machines we'll be covering in a couple of videos. The standard florb is for storing cool liquids like water, and the magmatic florb is for storing hot liquids like molten metal and lava. Now that actually covers pretty much the basics of the mod, so I'm going to head over to another area and I shall show you some more stuff. Okay, found this little structure over here. I'm actually playing on the Attack of the B-Team pack at the moment, so that's why this structure has spawned. The area we were in is over there. And I wanted to cover the florbs first because they're nice and simple. As I mentioned, they're for storing liquids. If you've played Thermal Expansion 2 before, you'll know energized glowstone. But the cool thing about florbs, which makes them infinitely better than buckets in my opinion, is the fact that you can throw them. An energized glowstone, one of the liquids introduced by Thermal Expansion, is awesome stuff, so we shall use that as a demonstration. Off it goes. There you go, throwable liquids, and obviously the glowstone floats upwards, which is always damned cool. Two of the other liquids that Thermal Expansion has added are blazing pyrotheum and gelid cryotheum. You can probably guess what they are. Obviously blazing sounds like something that burns, and by God it does. This will set fire to absolutely anything, so let's get some of that on the go. There we go, see, setting fire to stone, which is incredibly cool. And the gelid cryotheum does exactly the opposite, and it freezes things. If there was water here, it would freeze. But you see, there's snow appearing, and that is pretty much what these guys do. Obviously, don't walk in them. I'm alright in creative, but if you're in survival, it's a very, very bad idea. Well, that's florbs and the new liquids pretty much covered. There are more liquids, especially if you're playing with a mod pack, in which case you've got all of their liquids as well available in florbs. But let's head back over to there and cover something else. Okay, these are one of the things I wanted to cover, and they are glowstone illuminators, a form of lighting added by Thermal Expansion. Now as standard they are off, but you can take the crescent hammer here and right click them to turn them all on. You see in the bottom left there it says mode switch default on. You can change them again to scale proportional. I'm not entirely sure what that does, to be honest with you, but if you click them again you can invert them, so they're always on. So if you give them a redstone signal now, they'll turn off, whereas before when they were off, if you were to give it a redstone signal, it would turn on. So that's pretty simple. Now the last thing I wanted to cover are two commands that you will find very helpful for multiplayer, and that is the friends list. So COFH, friend, can't spell, friend, add. And we're going to add Obama because it's a random name. And you'll see there, Obama has successfully been added to our friends list. Now, Obama will now have access to our thermal expansion storage chests, and he will also have access to our tesseracts and our workbench and a couple of other things that we'll cover in further videos. But nobody trusts that Obama guy, so the next command we need is COFH, friend again? Seriously? Retarded fingers, friend remove Obama. Job done. Obama can no longer access our stuff. If you're playing in single player, that won't be even remotely useful to you. But if you're playing in multiplayer, this is an absolutely awesome addition. And it's been a long-awaited thing because people really wanted this sort of command for their tesseracts with thermal expansion too. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed the intro video. Now you can either feel free to go skip through the videos to find the stuff you're interested in, or watch them in order if you've got plenty of time on your hands. Right, have fun guys, and take it easy.